gonna get on to our next one. Another former new team, the Winnipeg Jets, number 16. Absolutely love the Jets. I think they should be way higher than this.
I think it should be way lower. Lower.
This kid, for some reason, doesn't like them.
They absolutely killed the Thrashers. The Thrashers were the best team, minus the Sabres, in the NHL, and the Ducks, in the NHL, and Winnipeg took that away from me.
Well, you know who killed the Thrashers?
Winnipeg did.
No. Winnipeg did not take that away from you. You know who took that away from you? Atlanta's incompetent management group.
And we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about how Winnipeg replaced the Thrashers.
Atlanta's ownership group only cared about the other sports that they manage, one of them being basketball, the Atlanta Hawks, and they put no effort into the Thrashers, and they drove them into the ground to the point where they were just like, oh yeah, we'll just sell you to another group, and you can leave town and go to Winnipeg.
Okay, but it's still Winnipeg's fault. Even though I like their, I still like watching them.
Since they have set up shop in Winnipeg, they have turned around that franchise to the point where they are actually better than the Sabres now. So how does it feel to say that the Atlanta Thrashers, if they had continued, would be better than the Sabres now?
I don't know. It makes me happy.
It's not. It's not a good thing.
Except they're not.
But Winnipeg, high-powered offensive team, absolutely, lights up the ice and fun to watch.
Yeah.
Number 15.
Neil Pionk.
Number 15. The Montreal Canadiens. Now, this is one of the league's oldest teams. Even if you don't like them that much, you got to have some respect for just the history behind them and all the things they do. And recently, they've really surprised me. I thought Marc Bergevin had no plan for that team when he traded away half his players, like his captain, to Vegas. And
yeah,
turns out he knew what he was doing because they're actually playing really well, and I'm surprised. So.
I mean, yeah, maybe he knew something that none of us did.
The PK Subban for Weber trade, I think at this point we can all agree Shea Weber is better.
Yeah.
I think Pacioretty for Nick Suzuki and Tatar, that's a pretty even trade. I would say that's a win-win.
I don't know. Pacioretty is doing pretty well.
No, I'm not saying that Pacioretty's not good. I'm saying that's about a win-win.
I guess. Nick Suzuki is kind of going off, too.
In terms of what they got back for it, it fit their team better. Yeah. Getting rid of Galchenyuk to Arizona and getting Max Domi, I think that worked out really well.
I think that is good.
I mean, they traded Domi now again to Columbus, but Anderson's a good player too, so they got another good player for that. So really, unexpected things there.
Maybe he knows something that everyone else doesn't.
This guy is thinking 3 steps ahead, and I like it. That's what you want in a GM.
Yeah.
So, on to number 14, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
This team is a team that just picked up Patrick Laine from Winnipeg.
Patrick Laine.
That's a big trade.
That was a blockbuster trade.
Can't really say much about this team, but I can say that they're not bad.
I can say a good amount about this team.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so first we got to start at the top. John Tortorella.
That's not the top, but
I know that's
but
not
I see
the
what
top.
you're
That's
saying.
my top.
I see what you're saying, but
start at the coaching level.
Okay.
John Tortorella, great coach, one of the best coaches in the NHL. He's hard on his team, of course, and he's really just gets the job done. He teaches a very defensive style of hockey, and I think it shows on the ice. The Columbus Blue Jackets are a more defensive team.
Okay. Number 13, the Detroit Red Wings. We both play for the Red Wings in our men's league team, so a little bit of personal bias there. I played for the Red Wings once before in squirt hockey, so been watching and playing for the Red Wings for a long time, and yet they're still kind of in the middle. They're in the upper middle because they're terrible. And I try not to rank my favorite teams based on talent because obviously teams like Tampa and St. Louis are way at the bottom, but teams like Detroit are up here in the top. So it's not.
I think we kind of, if anything, we flip it. Like, let's be honest.
Sometimes, but it's really just based on who I've watched longest, who I've.
I don't know. There's a lot involved. There's family ties, Sabres ties. There's a lot.
I'm okay with the Red Wings. I like them. Good team.
Yeah.
Number 12, the Philadelphia Flyers. Flyers, absolutely great to watch.
Terrible.
One of the most popular mascots in the league.
I do love.
They're a hard-hitting, fast team. They can score a lot of goals fast. Claude Giroux, excellent player, and I love the Flyers. And they look so crisp in those orange jerseys.
I just don't like them. I just don't like them. I'm a true Sabres fan here. Come on. The last playoff, the only playoff I kind of remember was the Sabres losing to the Flyers.
Now you say that, and I understand the Flyers did beat us in the 1975 Stanley Cup Final.
That also happened. I was referencing 2011, but
they a lot of teams beat us. So if I hated everyone that beat us, I would be hating a lot of teams.
You know, it's just still the wound's still there, and also I don't know. I just don't like them that much. I feel like they just don't have that.
Well,
they're
never going to be number
like
one. They're never going to be in the
superstar.
number one or even top 10 probably. Well,
They might be in your
They
top
might move
10.
to the very edge of the top 10, but they're not going to be in the top 5 ever. Never going to make that top 5. So, but they're entertaining to watch, and one of my favorite matchups: Toronto versus Philadelphia. Just
it's a good matchup.
it's a good matchup
Because of Toronto.
No, because of Philadelphia. All right, moving on. Number 11, the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, I like Washington. I really do.
I'm going to say this one was probably you as a much higher pick than me, but...
I mean, I do. I like Washington. I think it's hard to like Washington right now because the Sabres have already faced them 4 times and we'll face them another 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how the schedule worked out.
Well,
But in the last couple of years, I just like their high-powered offense. I think Ovechkin's a great player, and I think he really deserved that cup. There was a lot of teams in that playoff that I did not want to win, and he came out with it, and I was very happy with that.
Well, a very good team. I think John Carlson got snubbed for the Norris last year.
Oh,
Absolutely.
for sure.
And
that was ridiculous.
gotta respect just a high-powered offensive team, and any team that's rivals with the Penguins gets
That's true.
a little bit of extra respect there.
Do you know how many if McDavid, Draisaitl were 1 and 2? Where did Carlson fall? Was he like 6 or something?
I have no idea.
He was.
I'd have to
He
look it
was
up.
very high up there in points. Maybe you can leave it in the video, but he was very high in ranking in most points in the league, and he just absolutely got robbed. But
Well,
yeah,
sometimes defense is not about scoring points.
yeah, that's true.
So, we'll move on to number 10, the Vancouver Canucks. Now, Vancouver, beautiful city in British Columbia, Canada. I've never been there, but I would like to go someday.
Yeah, Vancouver's fun. They had the Olympics there.
All right, moving on. All right, number 9, the Edmonton Oilers. Who around here doesn't like the Oilers? I dislike the Oilers a little bit because of their rival, but I don't want to give away my top rankings just yet. But
yeah,
I do like watching them. They're talented. They got McDavid, Draisaitl, and
once again,
Nugent Hopkins, Darnell Nurse.
Another high-powered offense with the superstar. I like watching superstars.
So
I think McDavid
we've discovered the formula for building a team. You need at least 4 solid, high-powered offensive pieces.
Yeah.
And a star defenseman. And a goalie.
Yeah. Anyways,
though Edmonton doesn't really have a goalie.
I mean, you could look it up anywhere. Search of McDavid highlights, and you'll get some of the greatest. Not even the most skilled stick handling, but just his speed. It's so impressive. I love it.
Who's the greatest player of all time?
Gretzky.
I'm glad you said that. I was hoping you would not say McDavid because it's.
Who's the greatest player in the league right now?
McDavid.
McDavid.
Gretzky's definitely the all-around best player. of all time.
Everyone knows that.
There's different, positional player. Like best defenseman might be like Bobby Orr.
Yeah, it's Bobby Orr.
Best power forward, I'd say that Peter Forsberg.
Forsberg probably.
But best all-around player, got to give it to Gretzky.
Fastest guy with acceleration, just with shooting and everything.
That's McDavid.
That's McDavid.
All right, well.
Best
They got
guy
some
in the
good
league
players.
right
We're going to move on. Number 8, the Florida Panthers. I'm disappointed they went away from that old logo with the claws. And now
I love that
Now
logo.
they got this MLS soccer logo.
They'll go back. I feel like
I'm sure they'll throw it back eventually.
Or at least they'll switch logos again at some point.
But
they should have a rat logo. Wouldn't that be the coolest thing?
The two of us sitting here could probably confuse the the cameras and make them think we're actually just Florida Panthers fans because this is about how many fans they usually get.
Yes. That was a very, very long but funny joke.
The Panthers have no fans.
Have, the least fans in the NHL.
So few fans that I believe it was Barkov even made fun of them in his speech and said that he's never seen that many fans before when he was accepting his award once.
Well, Barkov is a fun guy.
We have more fans from Finland than from Florida here. But
Florida is another good offensive team. They have a recent star, actually. They've You know, they were bad for a long time, just like a lot of other teams, and they've
now
actually
their best
come out of the
player-
woodwork.
Now their best player, Jonathan Huberdeau, is carrying them.
Well, how about this year?
Simply.
I don't know. We'll see it this year if he does it again. But Barkov is also involved in that high-powered offense.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, just a fun team.
Which leaves us with
Kid-friendly.
number 7, the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, I like Boston. Do you like Boston?
They're all right. I mean,
We have family ties with Boston, so we like Boston a little
you
bit.
like Boston. I'm okay with Boston.
I just
I
love
don't
how
hate
they're
them.
a hard hitting team, you know, and I like those hard hitting teams because you don't find many more of those in the NHL.
I'm among the fans that don't like Marchand though.
No, come on.
I absolutely I really respect Bergeron, but I can't get behind Marchand.
It's just, oh my god, he licked a guy. That's insane.
That's just stupid.
That's insane.
It just
I
takes
love it.
away from the
I
game.
love it. I know it's just terrible, but you know it's
Terrible.
It's hilarious.
Terrible hockey. So
It's hilarious.
On that bombshell, we're gonna move on to number 6, the Colorado Avalanche. What would you describe this offense as?
I describe this offense as a Stanley Cup winning offense.
I thought you were gonna say high powered again. Another high powered offense.
This is another high-powered offense.
How many times
we're
have you
gonna
heard that?
Oh, like 4.
Fantastic team though, and I really think they're gonna go deep in this year's playoffs.
I hope so.
If there is
I
a
like
playoffs.
Colorado. As you can see, it's their number 6 on our list.
They're interestingly put in the West Division with the Blues, and that's going to make for some interesting matchups there because they get to play the Ducks a lot. And
Personally,
I know you
yeah.
like the Ducks.
I think Colorado has one of the easiest schedules on this list. I mean,
They probably do.
yeah, because they face the Ducks, they face the Wild, who are...
The only other
we'll see
one I
how
would
they
say
are.
has a really easy schedule is probably Tampa
Yeah.
because they play the Red Wings and the Blackhawks a lot, and those
Yeah.
two teams have not been good.
No, Colorado, I mean, yes, they face, like, the Blues and the Golden Knights, but I still think they're probably can out-offense both those teams, so, yeah.
All right, and now it's time for your Maximum Goose Top 5. Coming in at number 5, the San Jose Sharks.
This is you. I mean, you had it
you know
up here
what?
more.
I love the Sharks. They're probably my personal 3rd overall favorite team. They're 5th on this list because of the average with Nick, but they're a team I've watched for a very long time. Big Patrick Marleau fan over here. He's a true veteran. He's scored a game winner on every team except the Sharks. Did you know that?
I didn't. I did not.
Interesting stat there. And he had a chance when he was playing for Toronto, but I don't think he managed to get one. So, hopefully, eventually he'll score more goals. I don't know what to say there, but I absolutely love the Sharks.
I
and
like Joe
hope-
Thornton, too. He's a fun guy.
I know they're on the decline right now. They've kind of missed their window a little bit, but that gives me a chance to watch some other teams.
Yeah.
And
I
I'll
think
still vote for them secretly.
Joe Thornton, I think he plays hockey right. He does it for fun. He's not cared about like as much about the fame and about being the best player on the ice.
Well, just watch out if he ever scores 4 goals.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting to that, yeah. He's got the beard, he got that amazing quote. He's got all those pictures with Brent Burns.
Yeah, the Sports Illustrated
The Sports
catalog.
Illustrated catalog with Brent Burns.
Well, number 4, the Arizona Coyotes.
Arizona Coyotes, such a fun team. Such a kid-friendly team, and it's fun to watch.
Their mascot, Howler, I feel like that's a guy I could just go high five. I mean, come on.
Their goal song, it's just... I don't
Goal
know,
horn.
I
I
just-
love the howling yote in the background of the goal horn. And,
Yeah, it's just fun, you know? I mean, now they got Phil Kessel. I mean, they lost Taylor Hall. As a team,
oh,
they've
Phil
been
Kessel.
bad for a long time. And I
Well,
don't think
you know
they're
what?
gonna-
I think
they made the
that's-
playoffs, didn't they?
I think that's because of John Chayka. That guy is an absolute snake oil salesman. And he has now resigned because I think he was involved with the evaluating draft players, which got them punished for illegal scouting, and it was a whole thing.
Oh, jeez.
And he's now resigned,
That
and I
is
think they
not
can
what they
finally
need.
get back on the right track.
Well, let's hope. Let's
He
hope they
passed
can-
himself off as this analytical genius, and then all he did was pick people that were not really 100% analytical. I don't know how to describe it, but another YouTuber, Urinating Tree, did a very nice job describing it and in his video, so go ahead and check that out if you have to.
Yeah, no, but yeah. I think they're just a fun team. Fun team to root for, fun team to watch.
We're getting to the top 3. Number 3, the Anaheim Ducks.
Bam. This should be number 2.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Ducks, great team to watch. Terrible team on the ice, but recently they've been slightly better. I'll say that they did beat the Coyotes last night. I think
They beat the Avalanche.
It was 1-0.
They beat the Avalanche, so maybe there's something there.
Maybe their goaltender will be able to carry them to a few
Gibson.
steal wins. But terrible team on the ice.
No, they're just
They
not
used to be good.
They did, but
A lot of fun to watch.
you mentioned that that semifinals with you were rooting for the Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last year they got they are not getting anywhere close to a Stanley Cup anytime soon unless a miracle happens. But
Go Ducks.
I mean, yeah, go Ducks.
Number 2, the Calgary Flames. Always a favorite of mine.
Yeah. This guy's
Johnny Gaudreau, great player. Monahan, Giordano, Kachuk, classy guy right there.
Kiprusoff?
Kiprusoff, favorite goalie all time.
Yeah.
But tell me, how classy is that Matthew Kachuk?
Oh, he's an asshole.
No, great guy.
He's just an asshole. I mean, everyone in the league knows it. I'm sure he's fun if you're a Calgary fan, but he's just an asshole to everyone else.
No. Zach Cassian is the problem.
Well, it's Cassian and Kachuk.
And
They just make the rivalry
Okay, now
fun.
I mentioned it earlier, but this is the reason why I don't really love the Oilers. I mean, Flames, Oilers don't get along very well. This is Alberta's team. I will say that to you fans.
It is Alberta's team.
Calgary is Alberta's team.
I mean, look at that logo.
Edmonton? No.
Look at the logo. Look at the colors.
Screw Edmonton. Go Flames.
They have some of the best jerseys, I gotta say. I mean,
They do.
They got like the white sea. They got the flaming horse.
And they have those like black and red mountain ones they had for a little while.
Yeah,
jersey.
they got some great jerseys.
And I'm going to continue to vote for the Flames. I'm going to continue to watch them. And I heard they're interested possibly building a new arena soon to replace the Pengrowth, Scotiabank Saddle Dome now. So that'll be interesting if they get to move into a new home. Which leaves us with only one team. I bet you viewers can't guess who it is. Number 1, the Buffalo Sabres. Now, it was no secret that we like the Sabres.
None at all.
Considering all these teams near the top of our list are bad, I mean, I think we're just people that like pain for some reason. Because,
yeah, we're a little bit masochists.
9 years with no playoffs, that'll really do it for you.
Yeah.
And if you throw the Bills' 17-year drought in there, this city is just due for a win. That's absolutely right. We're due for a win. This is next year's. If not this year,
this year's the year.
You know what?
I'm
I'm just gonna come out and say it. This year is our year.
This is Stanley Cup year. Buffalo Sabres.
Next year's cup is for next year. This is the year we win
Buffalo Sabres
the cup.
year. I mean, how can you argue with that? I mean, look at the
especially with jerseys as beautiful as this
Oh
one.
my god!
Absolute.
You're advertising the practice jersey.
An absolute beauty right here.
That's not even a. This is actually not a practice jersey for viewers who may confuse it. This is a real jersey that they use on the ice.
Go Sabres.
They also use this. The jerseys they use now, I think, are some of the best jerseys I've seen.
Now using more of a royal blue color like I've got back there.
They had these ones, which were also very nice. You know, that's their anniversary ones. But I think the ones they have now are so crisp.
I think we're getting off topic.
Yeah, I'm talking about jerseys. I love jerseys. But anyways, the Sabres.
Well, jerseys are probably the only thing that goes well for the Sabres nowadays.
Well, okay, let's talk about what's to come, because I think the Sabres. I know I'm a Buffalo fan.
What is to come? We got Taylor Hall, and
we did, and
we are not last in our division.
We're actually right in there.
A few games,
We're
maybe 7 games.
We're 50-50 basically. Anyways,
a lot of games
the
to play
Sabres,
still.
They still have Jack Eichel, and now they have Taylor Hall, and they have Reinhardt who's agent of the year. And they also brought in Eric Stahl.
Now tell me something. Why does a team with so much talent not win?
I've got to say work ethic. That's what I've noticed.
That was a very long pause.
There's a lot to think about. A lot I've contemplated while watching their games.
And I think that's something to let the viewers comment on. So
yeah, you guys can
let us know why the Sabres don't win yet, and tell us what they need to do to become a Stanley Cup winning team.
One thing I've noticed,
and I actually only think we're a few pieces away. I don't think it's that far.
I really think we're close. I think this year is kind of tough because we're in a very, very difficult division.
But you know what? I think every team in this league is so close with their competitive level that if you do anything wrong, you can lose a lot of games very fast. Because one team can expose something that you're doing wrong, and then every other team will pick up on that and do the same thing. So unless you fix it, you're going to lose a lot of games very fast. And
I'm not going to comment on this too much, but leave in the comments, what have you thought about Darlene this season? And that's it. Just let me know what you think.
Okay, so Darlene,
why the Sabres are bad.
Why the Sabres don't win, and tell us your favorite teams.
If you want to give us all 32, that's great.
You can go all 32. You can do top 5. You can do top 3.
Whatever you can do bottom 5. We love those too.
I do like to see which teams people hate too. So
that's actually probably more fun.
Yeah, give us your top 5, your bottom 5.
Do it. Yeah, just go nuts.
And comment as much as you want, as many times. So thank you for joining us on this final episode of the Zamboni Zone for Season 1. When we return, we'll be on Season 2. And we should have some great content for you. So, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time on the Zamboni Zone.
I like Joe Thornton, too.
Just watch out if he ever scores 4 goals.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting to that, yeah.